Greetings, West Sacramento. Welcome to West Sac Best Eats, where we dine on all the fabulous food West Sacramento restaurants have to offer. Heard exclusively here on KYWSLP 92.9 FM on your radio dial. I'm your host, Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hello.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me in our bedroom for our little program here. Okay. So we ate at Mr. Burrito in West Sacramento. And Mr. Burrito, that's M-R. It's not M-I-S-T-E-R. M-I-S-T-E-R-M-O-U-S-E. Mr. Mouse. It's located at 1208 Sacramento Avenue. We ate there Saturday. Shortly after they opened. They opened at 9. We were there at 9:15-ish. We wanted breakfast. We had a full day ahead of us, and we wanted to get there early because we love breakfast burritos. We can't go wrong with breakfast burritos. Well, I love breakfast burritos, and you love burritos in general. So first off, Mr. Burrito, not going with the Senor Burrito. It's a Mexican restaurant. Not going with the Senor Burrito, but going with the Mr. Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections, my love. To me, I feel like it could have been more authentic or more fun to be like Senor Burrito.
That is fun to say.
Yeah.
They do still serve, they also serve hamburgers and fries.
That's true.
And some fried food.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't want to like fully go one direction or the other.
Yeah. It feels like it's like a TV network executive saying David Letterman is too edgy and we need something more milquetoast, so we want a Jay Leno. It's sort of like, will it play in Peoria? You don't want to offend anyone. You want to appeal to the widest audience possible. And so you knock it, but when you try to appeal to the widest audience possible, you appeal to no one. So anyways, Mr. Burrito, it's located, it used to be Maxine's. When we first moved to West Sac, about 2+ years ago, it was Maxine's Drive-In, and we went there twice. It was okay. Like it, I just remember being a lot of fried food, like corn dogs, onion rings, French fries, burgers, stuff like that. Nothing that stood out. Prices were decent, and you can get a lot of food for not a lot of dough. But quality-wise, food-wise, it wasn't anything to write home about. But one fun thing is that so the formal name used to be Maxine's Drive-In, and then Mr. Burrito, Senor Burrito, which I'll call him they from this junction, Senor Burrito kept Maxine's Drive-In signage, like wherever you see a Maxine's Drive-In sign, Senor Burrito just typed out in almost the same font as Maxine's Drive-In. They typed out Mr. Burrito. So it says Mr. Burrito, and then the drive-in is still there. And you could clearly tell it's a different lettering, slightly different font, same red color. It's just, it's funny to see it. You could tell like they didn't have a ton of dough. There wasn't a huge marketing budget. They're just like, well, we just need to throw our name up there. Just something comical. There's very little seating. Well, first of all, it's only outdoor. There's no inside dining.
Yeah, you don't go inside at all. You order at the window.
Yeah.
You pick it up at the next window a few feet away, and then you take it to go. It's
very food trucky. And they only have a couple picnic benches, but they're super small. Like there's room for one person on one side, and then a little square in between you, and then another seat on the other side. And there's 2 of those. So when we pulled up, there were people in their car waiting for their order. We were just outside, just standing outside. It wasn't too hot yet, but we ate in our car because those picnic benches, well, they've seen better days.
It was a hot day, and there's no shade. There's no umbrellas or trees. So if there had been shade, I would have wanted to eat at the little table, but there wasn't. So we sat with our car idling and the air conditioning running.
we ate our burritos inside your vehicle like animals, like savages. It seems like their specialty is tortas, and for people who don't know, a torta is a Mexican sandwich, essentially. But they have a whole huge menu featuring them.
Right, there's about 10 different featured tortas.
Yeah, and they're giant sandwiches, and the price is about $12 to $14, ranging on which one you get. I wanted to try one, but that's quite the penny to drop on something. And I've had tortas before, and they're a good time. But one thing, well, they are a sandwich, so bread on bottom, bread on top. And we were eating in your car, and a torta can get quite messy when there's a lot of stuff going on there. And so I didn't want to spill it anywhere. I didn't want to cause a whole ruckus in your Kia Sorrento, my love. So, but I definitely want to try it. And people on their Yelp and Westack Facebook have been talking about their Cubano torta. It looks fantastic.
We gotta go back, and we need to get a torta and share it. Because I've heard it's really big. Yeah. It's like way more than you want to eat in one sitting. Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, we definitely need to go back and try a torta next time.
Yeah. It's like the one meme, which is really just words written on the internet. Okay. Not everything's a meme, you people on TikTok. But 12 o'clock, I'm going to have half my sandwich and save the other half for later. And then 12:06 p.m., time to finish the second part of that sandwich. Mr. Burrito has 2 locations. This one just opened, I want to say a month ago, maybe 2 months ago tops. But they have a location in Folsom also. Folsom is a poor man's El Dorado Hills. Am I right, honey? So I hope this becomes something of a franchise. Like I said, they printed up their menus. It seemed like from their computer, or they got it Xeroxed at FedEx office or whatever. It's very bootstrap, fly by night. But you hope, pray that Mr. Burrito can flourish and go on to great success. One thing that was cool, they had a fryer like outside, like right outside their door in front of you. They had a huge pot, ton of oil, and the dude was frying up, I want to say it was chicken.
Yeah, it looked like pieces of big pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
And there's steam coming out, and the morning sun was filtering through. He's there with his giant ladle.
It's so cool.
Stirring the oil. It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
I had to take a picture of this.
You did. We both did, yeah.
And it smelled really good.
Yeah.
And then after a few minutes, he came back out and scooped the chicken into like a colander, and it was sitting there. It's smelling good.
Looked beautiful.
Begging to be eaten.
Right. And you just left it there. I mean, we could have swiped a few pieces, swiped the thigh, or I was afraid of people just coming up and grabbing stuff. But it's like the restaurants that have a grill out in front. They know how to put on a show, and the smoke attracts people. The smell. Yeah. It also reminded me of in Tijuana. Like you walk down the street and there's people just frying stuff up. Like they got a whole fryer right there on the sidewalk making fresh churros, and they're the bomb.
Yeah, it's that street food vibe.
Yeah. It's all part of the entertainment, part of the show. Maybe there's enough room on the inside for the fryer. It's not exactly a huge location on the inside. But yeah, it's something cool, something unique to see. So we place our order, and we start taking pictures of everything because that's who we are. Like their signs, their menu, the fryer, the pieces of freshly fried chicken, the whole deal. And there were a couple guys in Lincoln Navigator who were sitting there waiting for their food. But I think they were judging us.
Oh, yeah. I was judging us.
Yeah. I know. I wasn't proud of myself. No. But, well, we were waiting for our food, and there was nowhere to sit.
We did at least try to justify it by telling each other, we're gonna put this on Yelp and Facebook.
Yeah.
Give them a good review.
Yeah. We definitely smashed it on the socials.
Oh, yeah.
To help Senior Burrito is definitely a mom and pop shop, and you want to get as much positive word of mouth out there. But yeah, I did a complete Yelp review. I did tons of pictures of Yelp. I threw it up on the Westside Facebook because that's where we see about restaurants and where we first saw about Senior Burrito.
Definitely. The reason I've been so anxious and excited to try Mr. Burrito is because other residents kept posting pictures and praising it. And yeah, it looked delicious.
Yeah. One thing to note is that, so they got the menu up there. And again, it's not like the Chipotle headquarters is sending them signage or whatever. But the price for a Super Burrito was $10.20. And okay, $10 for burrito, whatever. But when we got charged for it, when we got the receipt, it came out to $11.04. So 84 cents. And again, this just goes to how low-key, small time it is. Like the menu has, when a price changes, they just kind of tape over like $8. They tape over, printed up 9 over it. And that's just how it is. But the 84-cent difference, we were like, okay. I mean, you could have let us know ahead of time, or I don't know. I blame inflation. I blame the labor shortage. And I blame our cat who comes into our room at 3 a.m. meowing for no reason. He has food, he has water, and he won't shut up. And then he jumps on our headboard and our nightstand. What's wrong with him?
He's a menace.
It's never ending. One thing I thought was fun was I remember back in the day when I was young, man. I don't know why they don't do this anymore, but like you would go to TGIFs in the mid 90s and they'd be like, okay, you have a reservation. Here's a pager, or here's a little thing that'll when it's your time.
Lights up. Yeah,
when it's your turn, it lights up, it buzzes, it vibrates, all that stuff. Where'd that go? What happened to that? That they don't do that anymore. But Senior Burrito, he handed me this, well, it looked like a cell phone from 1993, honestly. And he's like, oh, this'll buzz when your order's ready. We were like, well, okay. But yeah, it absolutely went, it started flashing red and went, woo. I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, why don't they do that no more?
It was fun and it was unexpected.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when you'd be waiting there for 30, 40 minutes back in the day, and then this thing started going right on the table, you were like, oh my gosh, it's time to eat. It was so exciting. It was so much fun. They didn't have a tip jar. Like, we tipped. Our total till was about $30. You tipped $5.
Right.
But well, we were about to leave, and you were like, did you tip? And I said, well, they don't have a tip jar. There's no cup. There's no nothing. And you said, wait, I'm going to go tip him. So you went up to him and you gave it to him. $5. But he was really appreciative.
Oh, right? Yeah, he was really grateful. And I told him the food was great also.
Yeah.
And he seemed really to appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, he needs a tip jar. They need a tip jar. Like, it's weird that, like Chipotle, McDonald's, Starbucks, they have tip jars.
Yeah, but you know what? This is just a walk-up window, and they're right on the street. They're right on, a main street.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave a jar of cash right there by the window.
Yeah.
Because when I went back up to give him the tip when we were done eating, I had to wait like a few seconds because I saw someone in the back. I waved. So no one's just standing by the window constantly.
Yeah. Well,
they're not going to be there watching the cash.
Okay, you wouldn't leave a cup of money, but would you leave a colander of freshly fried chicken on the street, honey? And listen, I'm not out here calling Yolo County Code. I don't know if it's a violation or how sanitary it is. I don't care. But I think a little styrofoam cup, I've seen that before, and they could sort of keep an eye on it. But you did mention it was one man and one girl working. It wasn't super busy. There was the Lincoln Navigator guys and us, and then there was someone who came after us. But it did take a couple minutes. I'd say over 10, less than 15 minutes for us to get our food. There's no restrooms. I don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, there's no restrooms for customers. So before you go, make sure you go to the bathroom. All right. Well, let's talk about our food. Honey, we got Luna, darling daughter, a bean, rice, and cheese burrito. She liked it. Okay. Thou, you got the super burrito with chicken, described as meat, your choice of meat. They have a couple different meats. You got chicken, rice, beans, onion, cilantro, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, avocado, and salsa for $11.04. Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections, my love?
This burrito was amazing. It was very big.
Yeah.
Which I was so happy about.
Yeah, when you unwrapped it, I was like, that's going to be a mess in your car. Because we were eating in your car like animals, as I mentioned. But because some burritos, you start chowing down on it and like stuff starts coming out of the sides and the bottom. And I was like, well, that's your burrito. This is your car. This is your choice. You did this to yourself, honey. Yes.
Yeah. The structure of the Mr. Burrito.
Yeah.
Very sturdy.
Yeah, it was.
Kept no leakage whatsoever.
Yeah.
It held together like a champion. So it was not messy, actually. I kept it together.
Yeah.
This burrito was so good. Obviously, it was just freshly made.
Yeah.
Because we waited outside while they were cooking.
Yep.
Everything tasted really high quality.
Yeah.
The chicken was charred beautifully. Everything tasted really fresh.
Yeah.
This ain't your Chipotle guacamole.
Ooh, shots fired. Call them out. Expose them. This ain't no Taco Bell. Yeah.
This was like freshly scooped avocado.
Yeah.
The beans were divine. I could taste the cilantro and the salsa and the tomatoes. Every element was there. You know, sometimes you get a fast food burrito and everything just kind of melds together.
Yeah, and it's like one flavor of profile of nothingness. You know,
yeah.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
This was a beautifully constructed burrito with good quality ingredients. And about halfway through, I decided to try one of the little cups of salsa we had.
Yeah.
We had a couple different... They were different colors. I don't know what they were.
That's when I got worried. You were throwing caution in the wind. I was like, not only do you have a thick burrito in your car, but now you're going to open one of these little cups of salsa in your car. I was like, ooh, this is going to get messy up in here. Where's Mr. Clean? Senior Clean! Senior Clean and Senior Burrito back together. Yeah, you did throw the hot sauce on there.
I'm a professional eater, okay?
You are.
I know how to do this.
You're really good eating in the car, in your seat. You are.
So I don't know what this was, but it was sort of greenish, this sauce that I poured into my burrito.
They gave us two, and you asked me which one do you think is hotter, and I pointed to the less orange one, the more brown one, I think.
I'm always afraid to try a new sauce at a Mexican restaurant because we have literally been burned before by some super hot sauces.
Yeah.
So I went for the one that I thought looked less hot. It was really good. Didn't have much flavor or heat, but I just always love adding extra liquid and sauce to whatever it is I'm eating.
Yeah, we love
condiments. It was a fun addition.
Yeah.
Overall, I was so happy. I was full for hours. Which isn't easy for to happen to me. Mm-hmm. I get hungry after just a couple of hours usually. Yeah. But this kept me full for a good chunk of the day.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So I got a chorizo breakfast burrito. It's described as your choice of meat. They got ham, sausage, chorizo, or bacon. Eggs, cheese, potatoes, and salsa. Listed for $7.75. I paid $8.39. I blame our stupid cat again, honey. Our chunky boy cat. As always, I order my breakfast burritos. No potatoes, no cheese. Just to save some calories. And most taquerias, their potatoes are inferior and their cheese is greasy and waxy and low quality cheese. So my chorizo breakfast burrito was outstanding. Usually with chorizo, like I want it to be to bleed like an orange, viscous, nuclear nectar sauce, and that's the sign of, well, it's flavor, it's yummy. and it's a sign of a good quality chorizo. This was a drier chorizo, but it still like glistened, like there was still like sparkles in there of grease, fat, aka flavor. So it wasn't as wet as I usually like, but I dug it. I could tell it was a high quality chorizo. The egg, it was an egg. I mean, it's not much differentiator there. But the chorizo was outstanding, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I want to go back, like you said. One thing is that we were eating in your car, and oftentimes, because when I order no potatoes, no cheese, you just get less burrito, less volume. So what I like to do is I like to strip away a bunch of the tortilla. But we were in your car, and the burrito was in my lap, and there's not much room for maneuvering or error. But yeah, I totally enjoyed it. And like you said, the guy was super appreciative of our tip. I was super appreciative of him and the lady. They're out here trying to make it in this rap game. It's hard being a restaurant, but that they took over Maxine's lease or whatever, and they're trying to make a go of it. So please go there. We stand for Senor Burrito.
Yeah, I really want them to do well. I want all small businesses and local businesses to do well. I'm rooting for it. Yeah. But this place has great food. Yeah. Good customer service, really friendly. Yeah. They deserve all the praise they've been getting. Yeah. And I like the location, Sacramento Avenue. It's like a less developed West Capitol. Like West Capitol has all the businesses and buildings and, rougher citizens of our fine town. But Sacramento Ave seems like West Sac in the 70s before gentrification and a bunch of explosive growth and buildings came around. And I just like that vibe. It's more low key. You feel safer, honestly. Just it's a vibe. It's a cool place, and I like it more than West Cap. West Cap is a little rough around the edges, still to this day. So, anyways, well, there you have it, my fellow West Saxons. Huge thumbs up for Mr. Burrito. Like I said, they're on Sacramento Avenue, 1208 Sacramento Ave. And you can also find their website, mrburrito.net. That's mrburrito.net. And it has the menu there. And it also has the Folsom location, address, and information stuff. So huge thumbs up for them, Senor Burrito. I hope you get a chance to enjoy it like we did. Sending you all love and light. Thank you for listening to West Sac Best Eats, where we dine on all the fabulous food West Sacramento restaurants have to offer. Heard exclusively on KYWSLP 92.9 FM on your radio dial. # West Sac Best Sac. Bye-bye.